Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a good weekend. We had a nice, restful, peaceful weekend, which was good, kind of quiet. So that's good. First of all, I want to thank all of you so much for the cards and emails and phone calls and gifts. We really appreciate it. Gotta love the holidays, right? It's nice to be able to share that with friends and family. And yes, the December elders letters are out, and I want to thank the PMO elders so much for getting all of these to all of us, because they put themselves at risk for this. They really do. And so we appreciate their strength and intestinal fortitude for doing this, and so we appreciate it. Announcements and reminders. December 2023 for coordinators of the bodies of elders. Announcements for congregations. Please ensure that the announcements for congregations are read at the next midweek meeting and thereafter posted on the information board for at least 1 month. Now, we also know that this week, the week of December 4th, their midweek meeting, they're going to be having some kind of special announcement. So, we still haven't heard what that is yet. For service overseers, Watchtower Publications Index 2020. Each congregation should submit its own request for the brochure Watchtower Publications Index 2020 no longer than Monday, January 15, 2024. They give the numbers of may be used when submitting requests. The quantity requested from the branch office should be the actual quantity requested by publishers. All pending requests for the book Watchtower Publications Index 2001 to 2020 will be canceled. Please share the information with the literature servant. Like anybody uses indexes anymore. Everybody just goes to their website and type it in, which is very difficult to do a search on their website. Very difficult website. Printed copies of worksheet for the Watchtower study articles and worksheet for the Life and Ministry meeting workbook. Printed copies should be requested only for publishers who make use of sign language publications. To request the worksheet for the Watchtower study articles, select the literature feature on JW Hub, then select Watchtower Study, then add a recurring request for the sign language worksheet. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Announcements and reminders, December 2023 for congregations. Basically the same thing about the index. We are happy to inform you that the sign language worksheet for the study edition of the Watchtower and for the Life and Ministry meeting workbooks are now available for request. So no earth-shattering news. So I do have other news here. Now, if you go to jw.org, today's date is December 5th, and if you go to the jw.org website, you see this in their homepage. Now, it almost looks like a kid's stick figure drawing. Any of us could do this. And I want to thank Watchtower Art Department on Twitter because they found this. Watchtower bought this image from Getty Images. And as you can see, it cost $500. $500. And the credit goes to Alashi, A-L-A-S-H-I, I'm not sure. So they bought that drawing. Now, how many Jehovah's Witnesses know that their dedicated donated funds to further the kingdom work is used to pay for worldly artwork on this website? So what happened to their own art department? Were they all fired? I mean, surely their art department could do something just as well, if not a little better than this. So did they fire them? Oh yeah, it's cheaper to buy images than it is to pay for an art department to actually work and live at Bethel. Ah, I get it now. Gotta save a few bucks, don't you? Wow. Now, another thing I want to cover is, and thank you, defendants, for mentioning us and our channel personally in your documents again. But the court case is coming up for the Perez versus Watchtower and the Perez parents. It is coming up Thursday, December 7th, 2023. And they are going to be covering the reconsideration and a motion to strike and the second amended complaint that Robert Perez filed on November 6th. And I don't want to get too much into all of the details, but it's open to the public if anybody is interested in going to the Superior Court of California, County of Fresno. And like I said, the hearing is going to be this Thursday, the 7th, at 3:27 p.m. and it is open to the public. Bring popcorn, it may be a good show. And I want to thank my friend so much, who happens to be a legal paralegal and has been doing it for decades, and she gave me a summary of this. And I want to focus in on Watchtower's document that they filed on November 17th. Now remember, this case was basically dismissed. Watchtower and the abusive parents were awarded the win, and then all of this stuff has been going on behind the scenes, and a lot more documents have filed. And I'm going to put the link down below to this so that if you are interested, you can go grab these documents and read through this yourself. I don't have any legal training. A lot of it was repeats of stuff that has been mentioned before, but the case number is 23CECG00025. And like I said, you can go grab these. They are free to the public. Anybody can get them. You just have to click on Smart Search and put that case number in, and you can get all the documents for this. Now I want to mention that my paralegal friend says that Roberto Sr. never served the plaintiff, Abel Perez, with the order that was filed on either September 1st or on September 5th, 2023. And as I mentioned in a previous video covering this, that not only did they not serve the plaintiff those documents, but it appears that Roberto Jr. has been doing these documents and submitting them, and that the parents only sign them. So that's a whole question of is he getting compensation for this? And it was proven that yes, he was. He was given some property in exchange for doing this. And of course, I showed that he was on TikTok bragging that he's a lawyer. Gnats. Okay, so I wanted to cover what my paralegal friend said about, she reviewed the latest 3 documents, and it was a lot to read through, so I'm very appreciative that she did this. But Watchtower filed a document, opposition to plaintiff's motion for reconsideration of tentative ruling. They filed this on November 17, 2023. And you can just scroll down and get the entire document. It states that the defendants, Watchtower Organization, and Roberto and Nina Perez each filed demurs with regard to the plaintiff's first amended complaint. A demur is defined as a legal objection to the sufficiency or adequacy of a pleading, attacking what appears on the face of the document and seeking dismissal of a case against the defendant. This pleading goes on to state that no oral argument was requested by any party, and therefore the tentative ruling of the court became an order of the court, a final ruling. And on September 5th and September 7th, 2023, respectively, judgments were entered for or in favor of the defendants Watchtower and the Perez defendants, which basically means their arguments were accepted by the court and these defendants were found not liable. And it appears that they may have either been dismissed as defendants in his case and or the case was terminated in its entirety. I have not seen this court order though. So, and I didn't see a court order for this either. Yeah. This pleading goes on to state that on December 6, 2023, the plaintiff Abel Perez filed a motion for reconsideration which appears to be set for hearing on December 7, 2023. But this pleading goes on to argue that the motion for reconsideration was filed late because final judgments were already entered by the court in favor of the defendants, Watchtower and Perez defendants, which terminated the court's authority in this case and terminated the litigation between the parties. And it just goes on to state that Watchtower's lawyer appears to be working with the other defendants, the parents, and this is a violation because there is no attorney-client relationship. And so we're anxious to see what is going to happen with this court hearing and what's going to happen on Thursday. And if nothing else, Abel has a good story to tell, and so do we, because we were mentioned specifically in some of these court documents, because apparently we shouldn't be talking about this publicly. Hey, it's public records. I can talk about it if I want to. So, that is all the news I have right now. And as soon as we find out what the big announcement is this week, even the elders that we've been in contact with, they don't even know what it is yet. So we're just going to have to wait and see. And I know there's a lot going on social media. Even circuit overseers and fully indoctrinated elders are recognizing that there seems to be a huge schism in Watchtower, and they know they're losing members. They may brag about how many was baptized, but how many of those were either children of Jehovah's Witnesses or people in third world countries? You just got to ask. So thank you for watching, and we appreciate and love all of you very much. We appreciate you sharing, spending time with us. So we appreciate that. And you all have a wonderful week. Bye.